in a real world application, there are times when you want to serve static files to the end user. Now, static files are the files which do not require any sort of pre-processing from a web server. So, images, videos, HTML files, Markdown files are such files which can be treated as static resources, which means that they do not require any sort of reprocessing and they can be served directly to the end user. So how can you do that sort of file serving using Express? In this video, we are going to have a look at that. Also, we are going to have a look at templating engine usage, which means that if you want to programmatically create web pages, how we can do that using template engines. We will see both of these things in today's video, and we are going to start with a humble request that if you come here on a frequent basis and if you like the content that you see here, make sure you leave a like on the videos and subscribe to this channel, and that will really motivate me to produce more such stuff. And let's dive right into serving static files. So in order to serve static files, you need to use a middleware. We have already learned about middleware. So in order to serve static files, we simply have to use app.use and then express.static and then the name of your folder where the static files will be located. Okay, so this public folder is going to be the folder which is located in the projects directory, and you are going to store all of your files, all of your static files in this public directory. So let's create a public directory. Okay, and for the time being, let's download a image file from Unsplash. Let's download this file. So this is downloaded. Let's open this thing and drop it inside the public folder. For the time being, you can rename this file to an image. Let's call it LOL for the time being. And now, since we already have this line in place, we can simply start the server. So we have this thing in place. We have the server started for us. Let's go to HTTP localhost and 8000 port, and then all the files that are located in the public folder are going to be served as the top level files. So lol.jpg, and that is it. You do not have to establish something extra apart from this. And if you do this, your image is served. So this way you can serve files from your public folder. Now let's create a HTML file inside this folder. Okay, and let's quickly write something. Okay, so this is our HTML file. Now we can serve this file as a static file as well using the same setup. So simply reload the server, and if you go to index.html, you will be served this file. Okay, and since it is located at /index.html location, it will be also resolved for the top level file. But yes, this sort of files can be served directly. Okay, and the browser is capable enough to display any sort of HTML file. Okay, now if you want to use the image here, you can simply do img src, and then the src is going to be lol.jpg, and that is it. So let's see. So our image is rendered over here. So this way you can easily create HTML pages, but there is a better way to create HTML pages using template engines. So Pug is one such template engine. So in order to use a template engine, there are certain things you need to set up in your application. The very first step is to install a template engine. Now Pug is a really great template engine. So we are going to use Pug in order to integrate template engine into our Express application. And using this template engine, we can easily create templates for generating HTML pages, or you can say web pages. So npm I Pug will install Pug into our application. Okay. Now go back to your app file and use app.set. So this will set the configuration for your application, and then do view engine, and the name is going to be pub. Okay, you can take these instructions from Express's documentation as well. Express template engines, you can go here. Okay, and all the steps are listed over here as well, so you can do this. Okay, now run the application and rename this file to something else. Let's call it welcome, so as to not create the confusion with our templating engine. We have called it welcome.html. Okay, in order to use a view, we have to first create it. So by default, you have to perform one more setting, which is app.set views, which is this thing, which means that where should Express go to locate your view files. Now your view files are basically your templates. Express pick these templates and then plug in the actual data passed on to these templates from your side, and then it creates the HTML pages based on the template and the data provided to these templates from you, and based on this thing it generates a complete web page, and then it serves to the end user when a request comes in on any certain route. So let's see that. So if you do not specify this views folder, by default it is taken as a directory called views, which is located in the apps top directory. So this is apps top directory, and it will try to look at all the view files from the views folder. So we can simply create that folder. So over here you need to create a folder called views. Okay, and inside it you can create a simple view file. So index.pug. So pug is the extension for all your pug templating files. So we can simply write something like HTML, and then you have to use the indenting notation over here, then the head again, and then the title, and title can be welcome. Okay, and body, then h1 welcome pug. Okay, and that is it. So this is our template file. So in order to learn more about this notation, you have to go through the documentation of pug. It is quite easy to understand, but yeah, this is just a starting point for us. Now we want to use this index.pub view to create a view. Now how can we use these views? So let's suppose for our endpoint called /anything, as of now we are sending rest.send, but we do not want to directly send a response. We can use a view over here. We can do something like rest.render, and then we give the views name. The views name is index. Now when Express encounters this line, it knows that what sort of templating engine is being used and in which folder it has to go and locate its template files, and you just have to provide the template files name. So we have provided the name and everything has been set up in our Express application. So Express knows how it can locate the files and then what data it needs to plug in. As of now, we are not passing any data to the template file. So let's test this setup. Simply reload the server now and open http localhost 8000 and then anything. Okay, I remove this as part. Okay, and our templating engine is working flawlessly and our view is processed. Now let's suppose I want to pass some data to this template. How can I do that? So for that we can use things like passing objects and passing values. So in order to pass any random value, you can pass an object. For the time being, let's suppose it's called name and the name is Portlet. Okay, so this is the data I want to pass to my template. Now in the template, I can simply do something like this variable substitution notation. Okay, and now I can use name. Let's reload the server. Okay, so what it will do is that it will take this particular object as the input to this view file, and whenever it encounters a variable whose value is allotted in this particular data structure, the value will be substituted over here. Since name is provided over here, it will see, okay, that here is the variable substitution syntax. I should go ahead and replace this name thing with the actual value which is quoted over here. So the welcome message will be welcome quoted. So let's see. Okay, so now it's welcome quoted. You can go even further. So let's suppose we have something like anything and then dynamic variable name. Okay, and it is an optional variable. So it will say that use rec.params.name. If it is not provided, then use quoted as the fallback value. Okay, which means that now the users can provide any value to this route and then their name will be shown to the user. So let's test this, reload this thing, and now if you do not pass anything, since this is an optional dynamic parameter, it will be ignored and the default value of quoted will be substituted. Otherwise, if you pass in a value like, let's call it Rajat, if you do something like this, it will get its value from rec.params.name and then that value will be passed on to our pug file, and from there it will be processed and be generated as a web page, and which is served to our browser. And this is a way to create a dynamic web page. So I hope that in this video you were able to gain certain new skills like serving static files and using a templating engine in Express. And I hope this little series was beneficial to you. In case you want to learn more about this stuff, I am going to upload advanced series on my website codelit.dev. So make sure you check out this video's description in order to get a link to that particular video series, and I'll see you guys over in the next video.